Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're finding stuff to read and finding time to read despite your busy schedules. The book today is called We Measure the Earth with Our Bodies by Tsering Yangzom Lama. Read this for a book club that I'm going to. Probably will be posted the day after my book club, so I may have some more thoughts about it. But in any case, I thought it was very different from what I'm used to. I'll read you the description on the back, and then I'll give you my rating and review of the book. In the wake of China's invasion of Tibet throughout the 1950s, Lama and her sister Tanyaki arrive at a refugee camp on the border of Nepal. Having survived the dangerous journey across the Himalayas into exile when so many others did not. As Lama, haunted by the loss of her homeland and her mother, the village oracle, tries to rebuild a life amid a shattered community, hope arrives in the form of a young man named Samphel and his uncle, who brings with him the ancient statue of the nameless saint, a relic long rumored to vanish and reappear in times of need. Decades later, the sisters are separated, and Tanyaki is living with Lahoma's daughter Dolma in Toronto's Parkdale neighborhood. While Tanyaki works as a cleaner and struggles with traumatic memories, Dolma vies for a place as a scholar of Tibetan studies. But when Dolma comes across the nameless saint in a collector's vault, she must decide what she is willing to do for her community, even if it means risking her dreams. I give this a 3.75 out of 5, mainly because while I really liked the book and I thought it was really well done and everything, I think there were times I blanked out. I read this in a course of 3 or 4 days when it should have probably taken me a little longer to read and digest it. I did find some of the sections a little long, particularly the first part, which was really describing I just had real struggle getting through it. Let's just say that. And it's not that I didn't think it was well written. It was very well written. It was very well done. The description's very well done. I think, if I remember correctly, I kind of went in and out. It was like a trance. And I think if I'd had a few more days to work on it and really savor it and really understand what was going on, if I could have found a study guide on this book, I would have been happy and I would have been pleased as punch, because I really, honestly, to tell you the truth, I really didn't know what was going on, at least until basically the end. I think partly because I just wanted to get through it. I think that's why I gave it a 3.75. I think I just wanted to honestly get through the darn thing and have it read for book club tonight. This is a book club book, as I mentioned earlier, and by the time I probably post this, I have probably already gone to that book club meeting. So I know I'm fiddling with my shirt, and if you're my mother, please just ignore it. I know you can't, some of you. But in any case, I just felt that there were some things that were lacking. And one of the things that was lacking was, I think, the ability to condense some of the stuff, especially I think the very first section felt a very long time. The one called Daughters, and it was the first section that takes place in 1960. And I just I think I kind of zoned out. I hate to say it. While I thought, yeah, I just thought it was, I just zoned out for some weird reason. And I thought that some of the stuff in the book, I think the going back and forth, really didn't help with this book. Especially in the same part. I think that didn't help because by the time, I mean, imagine if I reread this book at any point, I probably will understand it better. And I probably will understand where this book is getting to and why it's so important. This thing called this ancient statue. I thought personally that it was about mothers and daughters. That's what I thought the book was about. And the connection between them. That's all. And I guess that's all I can say about it right now, because I really don't know what else to say, because it just feels like then I'm going down a rabbit hole. I could not for the life of me find a study guide on this book. I imagine there is a study guide on this book if I really dig deep into the bowels of the internet. I'll probably go on the internet as soon as I'm done this video and, oh, there was a study guide. Like, oops. But yeah, I think it would have been more useful, I think, if it just felt like there were too many characters. It felt like it was too dense. I felt that. I think if it had been 250 pages instead of 300, and I think it was almost 350. It felt like it should have been shorter. And it wasn't. And I felt like one of those books that, it's also one of those books that should take you should read over a longer period of time. Like, you should, like, literally, like, read one chapter a day type of a thing. Slow but steady, you know, and then you get the story. Because there were times I completely blanked out, and all of a sudden I knew I had to reread pages, and I had to reread stuff, and it was very frustrating. And I think as a reader, I would prefer it if authors wouldn't do this. And it's really, really frustrating, because you pick up a book that you really like, or you think you're gonna like, and it's just like, I was even considering DNFing this book, because it was just that. It wasn't bad, it's just not my sort of book that I generally will read. And it was not sort of my it's not sort of the thing that I generally do. You know, if I do read it, I kind of would feel the same way, even if it wasn't for a book club. I probably, if it wasn't for book club, my book club meeting tonight, I probably would not have picked this book up. Let's just say it. Probably would have read it I would have passed it by, likely. It probably does deserve a reread, but I'm not going to get a chance to right now. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. It's pretty decent, I guess. And I just felt that she could have slimmed it down by about 100, and I think it would have still been just as effective, if not more effective. And I felt there was a lot more, I thought there was a lot of meandering. In any case, a very good book. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeously written, as it says on the back here. I would just prefer, overall, I guess I would have preferred that it was a little less long. Maybe by 100 pages, it would have just been as fine. Anyways, that is, we measure the earth with our bodies, and I look forward to talking to you sometime fairly soon. Bye for now.